What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Diving with Matthew, Karl, and Ezra's down over there. Never been at this spot before, so we'll see how it goes. It's kind of rough. It's always really rough here, so this is a slightly calmer day. I've definitely seen worse and not better days here, but just getting suited up and hopping in. All right, hike down. Not too bad. Some of these big sur hikes get really bad, but this is not a hike at all.
Remember that one we did?
That was a long hike. Yeah.
That was a little tough.
At least there was a trail though.
There was a trail.
I've done some where you're just like hacking away at a bunch of growth and it gets bad. All right, Ezra, how are you feeling for the dive today?
Good. I'm so warm.
The camera's in front of you.
Famous last words.
Dive with a 5 mil for the first time in Central California.
Yeah, that's right. So Karl's got a 4.5 surf suit on. His regular wetsuit is just way too beat up to use right now. And then Ezra, because we get such warm water up here in NorCal, is diving with a 5 mil today, right?
Yeah, leaving the 7 mil in the truck.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of water so I can keep my signal control.
Yeah, I'm excited to check out some of these kelp spots right around here. And then there's a perfect spot to jump in just right there. Very protected. So hopefully it'll be good. Let's hop in. It is kind of windy. I'm telling you, this is the perfect entry point because over there and over there, it's a little bit rough. I feel like usually when you're diving, one of the most dangerous spots can be right on the entry zone, because if you get beat by a wave in the water, it doesn't really matter too much, but beat by a wave on the rocks, you're gonna end up with some bruises, some lost gear. Definitely done that. I've definitely ruined a surf suit like that. Karl's hopping in.
Look at all those bait fish, dude.
There's a lot. There's a ton of shining bait fish just right there. They look like blues, actually.
Dude,
What are your thoughts on the dive?
I'm stoked, man.
Check out that big school of bait. Huge. Karl's hoping for a white sea bass today, right?
Hopefully, if some miracle happens.
We should all say like what fish we want.
All right,
Like what fish we actually get.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want today?
I want 32-inch lingcod.
All right,
Big ass white sea bass. That's
All right.
dreams though.
I'm going for a couple good-sized rockfish.
So with my much more realistic expectations, I hopped in. And I was greeted with this huge bait ball. I'm not really quite sure what they were. Mathew was saying they were grunion. I just know they didn't look like anchovies or sardines. So we started heading out and it was pretty rough but manageable. And here, Ezra decided that he was gonna untangle 50 feet of float line in the water. I later told him he should totally have done that when we were at shore. But hey, when you're excited to dive, it's pretty easy to just rush things. When he was all set, I signaled to him that I was going to dive and then took a dive down. The bull kelp is always a good sign, and I was really hoping to see big schools of blues, possibly vermilion, and just a lot of rockfish life. The visibility was okay, not exactly what I had hoped for, but way better than the 5 to 10 foot viz that I had been diving recently. And although the first dive didn't have too much life, I was really excited to see so much bottom structure and still held a lot of hope for the next couple dives. Then Ezra gave me the one, which meant he was gonna take a dive. I gave him a thumbs up, letting him know I was watching his back. And then in the meantime, I proceeded to retrieve my float line, which had gotten tangled in the kelp. Float lines and floats are such a pain to dive with in kelp, but I still haven't really found a better solution for buddy diving safely without these two, especially on the dives where visibility is just trash. And even if I had to look 30 feet down for a buddy, I wouldn't be able to find them if they didn't have a float line connected to a float. If you guys have any suggestions, I'm totally open to anything. Let me know in the comments below. We continued diving the kelp and the structure was absolutely beautiful. There were bait fish everywhere. Structure was all there. And it was really refreshing to see, especially because I feel like usually I'm just diving urchin barren after urchin barren.
It's a shallow ledge.
We then swam out of the kelp, and this is actually a perfect example of what an urchin barren would look like. I wasn't really expecting to see much on the dive out here, just wanted to check it out, but on my way up, I saw some bigger solo rockfish in the distance.
I'm seeing a lot of blues out here.
I was seeing some huge blues. I must have seen some 20-inch blues, which I literally never see anywhere. I knew these ones were big because of just how slowly they were swimming. I took cover to get them to come in and then decided to turn on the GoPro instead of taking the shot. But don't worry, you didn't miss out on any action because the shot I took was a lot like this one. An embarrassing shot. I even looked over to Ezra just to make sure he didn't see it. But it was okay because Ezra evened out the score with 2 of his own misses. But Ezra and I got bored quick of missing fish, so we decided to start actually aiming. Okay, turning on the GoPro instead of shooting a fish is my signature move, but this right here is also a signature move of mine. It's called waiting way too long to pull the trigger. But hey, you gotta admit, that was a 6-stone shot. While I was cleaning out the blue, Ezra took advantage of the extra chum and shot his own blue. I took another dive down to check out these blues, but none of them were quite big enough, so I let them go. A bit later, I spotted another one from the surface that looked like a decent size, so I decided to go for it. And just like that, another one for the stringer. All over the place, we saw the blues and diving birds targeting the bait balls, which were getting attacked from below and above. They didn't even stand a chance. I ended up shooting one more blue, but didn't get it on video.
Third fish, it's pretty decent, nice and fat. Kind of windy out here.
By then, it was getting so choppy that we were just getting pushed around on the surface. The bottom was perfectly fine, there was not too much undercurrent, but the top was getting pretty chaotic. I already had 3 fish on my stringer, and Mathew and Karl were already heading back in too. So I told Ezra that we should do the same, and we packed it up.
Just finished off on the dive. It got pretty rough on us. We still got a couple fish, but man, once you start having trouble just loading the gun because of how rough it is, it's time to get out. So we got out. It's unfortunate because we did see plenty of bigger blues. Karl, you want to show the catch?
Got some fish, not too bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the dive?
I got chilly at the end, I was fucking freezing.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was trooping it out, but yeah, nice catch.
Yeah.
Well, not a horrible day. I would definitely love to come back to this spot just because of the blues that we saw. I thought those were pretty good. And then the structure, a lot of holes. I didn't really do any hole hunting today, but if I did, I wouldn't be surprised to run across a couple lings. It just seems like a good spot, a lot of fish, but the thing about this spot is it's always going to be pretty blown out. That last 30 minutes, 20 minutes, we were just struggling, and yeah, it got rough on us, but still ended with a decent catch, at least something. And that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. That post dive's dropping the boards in.